All right, I'm Paul and this is Ray.
Good day.
And we are the Alconauts. Welcome you on our journey to the beers that no one will drink. So our idea here is to be able to take some beverages that you see at your local beer store, convenience store, try them out, tell you what we think of it, and maybe it's something that you'll try in your next journey to the convenience store or alcohol store.
Should preface that, Paul, with the fact that we are probably some of your least adventurous beer drinkers.
Well,
I've started to venture off into some of the new craft brew stuff, but
well, you drink more craft beer than I do, so I like to think that you're the connoisseur of the two of us.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the Coors Light kind of guy, so my taste buds are just as good as a dog's. Actually, dogs have pretty good taste buds, don't they?
They do. better than ours, apparently.
We're gonna edit that out.
Absolutely.
Anyways, so basically the way the format's gonna work is we're gonna take our beer, we'll give you a quick introduction to the beer, we're gonna open it up, pour it into our favorite pint glass, we'll have an initial taste, and then we'll savor it, talk about a few subject items, and then we will, once we get to the halfway point, we will discuss the beer again. And then once we get near the end, we call this the final chug, where we take the rest of the beer and just chug it right down. And then
Whether it's good or not.
Whether it's good or not, and then we'll give you a final opinion. We're hoping that that this can be quite informative to some of you out there. So if you like it, please subscribe. And if you have any beers that you can suggest, we're all ears. All right. So what are we starting off with first?
Today we've got a beer from Russia. It is called Baltika 7. It was actually introduced in 1994. They scheduled it to, I guess, debut with the Goodwill Games. So it's brewed in Russia. It's imported into Canada by Carlsberg, Canada. It's a 5.4%. Lightly citrus hopped sort of beer, according to the description that I found on the LCBO website.
Is this the one that has the sweet aromas of cereal?
It does. It's actually a sweet cereal, so kind of like Fruit Loops, maybe?
Sure.
We will find out. And again, 5.4%. It comes in these wonderful 500 milliliter bottles. It's only $2.95 at your local LCBO.
And
so quite value.
This has a pull tab.
It does.
You don't need our beer opener for this.
And you don't have to cut your hands with the twist cap that gets stuck.
We'll see if we cut our hands on this or not.
Let's see how this works.
Okay, let's try it out. Ooh, I like that. Ooh.
And mine broke. What are the odds? Huh. Well, good thing.
Did you bring a beer opener?
I did.
Well,
that's a great first show.
You got to be prepared for everything around here. Evidently, Ray needs instructions for this thing.
I thought it was just grab and pull. Apparently not.
All right.
I don't smell Fruit Loops.
I don't smell sweet cereal.
No.
It's not a bad smell.
Yeah. It smells good, actually.
I'm like the best at pouring beers, so. Whoa.
Easy.
Well, kind of excited actually. Our first broadcast, and we get to drink beer. We get to do this all the time.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to this.
So, one positive from living through a pandemic and not being able to go to work, we get to work doing this. Meet all you great people.
This is awesome. Here we go.
That's really good.
It's actually really smooth. If I was to compare it to a beer, I would probably say it tastes like a light beer.
It does. It does.
But with flavor. It's kind of got it does have has a sweet taste to it.
The flavor reminds me a little bit, and maybe I'm going to get in trouble here, of Heineken. Or maybe a Grolsch.
Really? I do not get that at all. I find a Heineken or a Grolsch has kind of a skunky taste to it. I don't get that at all when I drink this this Baltika. I find it very smooth. I get a hint of almost like a honeyed taste. You know, really sweet.
Maybe that's what they mean by the sweet cereal.
And it could be because I'm drinking mostly foam.
I like it. I could see this being a summertime, just finished cutting the grass.
It's lightly carbonated.
It is.
It's not. It doesn't hit you. It doesn't. You don't get a burn that you get with processed beers.
Mm-hmm.
Water, light barley malt, barley, hop extract, malt extract. Those are pretty decent ingredients.
Pretty common.
Like,
no additives, no chemicals, no. Seems to be the trend with beer these days. Keep it as natural as possible.
It's not. That is not bad at all, actually.
I could see this being a regular in my fridge.
Yeah, and how did we end up picking this one? We just.
It was in the premium prime location at the end of the aisle. It was right at eye level, walking down the aisle.
And it wasn't very expensive at all.
No, like I said, $2.95 per bottle.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. You get a pint and a bit out of it. So it's not too bad right now. I'm liking the taste of it, to be honest with you. It really is smooth. Like, I could see this being gone a lot faster than I thought it would be. So I might have to, should have bought more.
This could be be careful with the beer at 5.4%. It is slightly higher than average.
So what we need to do is, for future purposes, we should have the beer and then have the stunt beer.
Oh, yes.
Yes, just in case the beer does not last us as long, we can sub in the stunt beer.
True. Good question. Yes, if we do get to the end of the episode and it's time for the final chug,
we might not have anything to chug.
I can see not having any of this left at the end of this episode.
This is actually a pretty decent beer. I'm actually very surprised.
I'm enjoying it.
I know you had mentioned COVID earlier. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy in these times of need?
Personally, some professional development, a little bit of online courses. I looked at some marketing courses. Didn't follow them through to the end. It's just it doesn't seem to be my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Lost interest. Home renovations. Wow, what a popular time for home renovations. Did a bit of a renovation in my basement this last few months. What a boon to the renovation economy, though. Try going into one of your local home improvement stores and buy any of the product that you might need. It's in limited supply.
You know, and I was just actually reading an article. I think it's Home Depot. I'm pretty sure it's Home Depot. They made money, obviously, but their expenses shot up.
Of course they did.
They didn't do well in terms of quarterly earnings, but they mandated giving everyone who is under their employ a raise, and that's kudos to them.
It is.
You know, that's absolutely fantastic in a time of need, especially when governments are subsidizing some of those wages. It's good to see that large organizations can give back to the hard people working front line to make sure that they stay open, that they make money. It's absolutely fantastic. And
It's been good news in the news reports lately. As far as employment goes for those who are still working, it seems like the employers have stepped up. They have been taking care of their people. A lot of temporary work that was created to get through just because they did. Staffing levels requirements went up. You had to have somebody at the door. You had to have extra people to clean and sanitize and disinfect. And it seems like everyone stepped up. I mean, we're lucky here in Canada. It's been relatively controlled. But it's still a fear. It's still something out there. And
I think it's absolutely fantastic. Hearing news out of Australia where they had a lot longer lockdown. I think it was like 111 days. Absolutely stringent. But they took it on the chin. A lot of jobs were lost. A lot of businesses went under. But right now they're coming out of their lockdown, and they're reporting almost next to nil countrywide in terms of cases.
I believe one of their states or provinces did just shut down again. They went into a temporary lockdown because cases did jump up again. But again, they weren't afraid. They jumped on it and they said, "Hey, just stay home."
Do you think someone like Canada or the United States should have done that, gone into total lockdown?
That's a really good question. Coming from an industry that's been basically decimated through the pandemic and what's going on. I don't know. I think it's important to allow businesses to continue to run, to continue to operate. There are businesses that wouldn't be able to survive unless there was some sort of government intervention. With subsidized funding for rent, so that they can keep their businesses, there and ready to come back when they do unlock. That's a tough question. I'm by all means no political expert or economist.
Well, that's why we're drinking beer.
Exactly. My personal opinion: a longer lockdown may have been better. We may not be seeing the current number spike that we're seeing, which could also be a result of ramped up testing.
It could be.
People that are not feeling well, but may or may not think, oh, maybe I've got a cold, but I'll just get checked anyways. Maybe there are more of these folks going out and getting tested.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Well, it looks like there's light at the end of the tunnel coming
Absolutely.
around.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. We're at our halfway point right now. Well, I'm at my halfway point. You need to catch up.
Okay, sorry.
Can't wait to put in like special effects in this thing. So, having gone through half the bottle so far, what are your thoughts here?
I'm really still enjoying it. This is probably one of the easiest drinking, I guess it would be Eastern European beer import that I've tried. It's still, again, it's as you said, it's a light beer essence with a full flavor and still the alcohol content that is actually slightly above our standard beer here in Canada. I enjoy it. Like I said earlier, I can totally see this being a regular in my fridge.
I gotta say, serendipity all the way. I wasn't expecting this. It said premium lager on it. I'm like, who doesn't say premium lager on their beers?
Exactly. And
right?
especially at $2.95 for 500 milliliters.
Yeah. So realistically, I'm really enjoying this beer. It is light, lightly carbonated. I feel that the taste it's just so smooth drinking. Like I said, I'm a Coors Light drinker. Don't bash me. I don't know any better.
Bash him.
Oh, Jesus. But to go from a Coors Light to something like this is an easy transition.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone who wants to try something a little different, I like to say this is like a flavorful lager that's very smooth and has a nice aromatic to it. So I'm pleasantly surprised by this drink. Now here's a question that I've been wanting to ask, which is 2021 is just around the corner. Do you think it'll be better, the same, or worse?
Great question, Paul. Honestly, I think 2021 is going to be better. Just the recent news about the progress in vaccination research, the fact that it's coming. We're learning to live with this virus as well. So, yeah, I think we're going to slowly see businesses and meetings and events and everything get back to as normal as possible. Definitely by hopefully end of second quarter, middle of Q3, as vaccinations are rolled out, as people are getting more confident.
Okay, you sound like a chief financial officer giving a board meeting. We're gonna be we should be ready to go back to business around second quarter, maybe Q3.
Hey,
I'm not too sure.
It's a serious topic. I'm trying to answer seriously here. Come on. Definitely bash him about being a Coors Light drinker. He deserves it after that.
We're gonna have a couple sips of this, and then we're gonna go to the final chug. Okay.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna ask you a lighter question. If you could quarantine with 2 people in the entire world, who would you quarantine with?
Well, number one, it has to be my wife. Gotta be smart about that answer, because you know she's gonna watch this. Oh, number 2. Anybody in the world. That's a tough question.
That's a tough question.
Wow.
Who would you want to quarantine with for the next 14 days?
The first name that popped into my mind, probably because he was in the news today, was Ryan Reynolds. Number 1, the guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
Number 2, he's a philanthropist. Number 3, he's got, I don't know if you've seen any of his videos, that barn that he's hanging out in is flipping cool. And if we can go there, sounds good to me.
You know what? Ryan Reynolds has done things really well. Like I know he's done quite a few movies. Not all of them are great. But as a guy who has money and is reinvesting it into the market, he's had some solid investments. I think he just sold is it a vodka company?
I believe so.
I'll have to fact check this one, but we'll take a look at it. But like, yeah, he just sold it for a profit. He's been doing well in terms of it. Like, and that's pretty smart.
Yeah, this he and his wife, Blake Lively, they just made donations to something that was in the news this morning, to the tune of $500,000 between the two, the Toronto and I believe it was British Columbia branches of. Again, I'm not sure where it was. It was a charitable organization of some sort. But yeah, he's hunkered down in his home here in Canada and doing his thing. I mean, it's easy to hunker down when you're, extremely wealthy. But hey,
yeah,
we can do it too. $2.95 beers instead of $12 beers.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly, 100%. I personally, if I had to quarantine, and I know it's only 14 days, so as much as I love my wife, I would do anything with her. But it's 14 days. She can do 2 weeks without me. I'm gonna go with Anna Kendrick.
Oh, that'd be fun.
She seems like the nicest person in the entire world. I don't know her personally, but I've never heard anything bad about her.
Yeah.
Right? And then for my second, I'd probably look around the lines of someone like Elon Musk. Because he's one of those individuals I'd love to pick his brain for. Whether he would have the patience for me, and Anna, he'd be like, do the cup song again. Seriously, Elon?
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be my cup of tea.
Well, like I said, it's I would like to pick the brain of both of them. I think Anna Kendrick's hilarious, and I think she is very intelligent for how witty she is when she's improvising something, because she's been on a plethora of talk shows.
Absolutely.
And the stuff that comes off her head, it's almost a Robin Williams kind of improvisation.
Yeah.
It just comes so naturally to her, without the over the top kind of thing, right? So, and then Elon Musk, here's a guy who has put stuff together when people told him, no, you can't do that.
True.
And he said, well, yeah, I can. And go we're gonna bleep that out.
Yes. Yeah, dare to dream.
Yeah. So having those two with 14 days, I think it'd be pretty fun and be, something where a good exchange of knowledge would be had. I got a feeling this is going to be the part where we're going to do our final chug.
Absolutely.
This has been actually a really good ride. I really enjoyed this. Curious to see what's like chugging this premium lager from Russia. Baltika, a pleasant surprise. So cheers.
Cheers, Paul.
Let's down.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. How did that feel going down?
It's good. The low level of carbonation makes it easy.
It does, doesn't it? That's
makes it really easy. It's very smooth. When you drink it quickly and it's warmed up a little bit, you really get the malt flavor. It's just sort of sits at the back of my teeth on the top palate there, and it's nice.
I enjoy it. If you were to give it a score out of 10, what would you give it?
Well, this is a solid 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid 8, 8.5.
I would say 8.5. For what it is, and for the price, it's a delicious drink. I would drink it again for sure. This is definitely a recommend. So if you guys are out there, Baltika from Russia. You were saying it is Carlsberg.
Imported by Carlsberg, Canada.
There you go. So if you're at the, our liquor control board here, or if you're in the States, see if you can find out your local convenience store. But if not, I do believe they have a website. I'm sure in post we'll throw up that website.
Absolutely. Yep. Baltika-beer.com.
There you go. So once again, my name is Paul.
I'm Ray.
And we're the Alconauts. So thank you for joining us. And if you're enjoying this, like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions for a beer, feel free to let us know.
Absolutely. We'll throw our email address and our website up shortly.
Sounds good. Take care.